Hello, today I will be explaining to you about how a letter of credit cycle works. We all know that when a seller and a buyer enter into a contract and the seller says if I send the goods first I'm at risk, the buyer says if I send advance remittance I'm at risk, both of them come to an agreement to open a letter of credit. Now, actually, how does this letter of credit cycle works? That is what I would like to bring here before we talk about the different banks. Okay, now here you look at it. Here is the opening bank or the LC issuing bank. We call it as LC issuing bank or the opening bank. Now, this opening bank, what does it do? Here is the importer who comes to the opening bank, the importer or the buyer. He is importing the goods from the exporter. Exporter is the seller or the beneficiary or the shipper or consigner or drawer of the bill of exchange. Importer is the consignee or the drawee or the applicant because he gives the application form to the opening bank or the LC issuing bank. Now you see here there is a contract that is entered into between the importer and the exporter. So after the contract is entered into, then the applicant, that is the buyer, comes with the application form to the opening bank, and then the opening bank or the issuing bank opens the credit, that is MT 700. Then we send the MT 700 to our correspondent bank in the beneficiary's country. It is known as the advising bank. It could be our own branch or where we have a global or regional presence, or it could be a correspondent banking relationship. So we send it to the advising bank. So the letter of credit is sent to the advising bank. The advising bank advises the letter of credit to the exporter. What does the advising bank do? Advise the letter of credit to the exporter. Now once the exporter receives the letter of credit in his hands, what does he do? He will ship the goods. After he ships the goods, he will collate all the documents that are mentioned in the letter of credit. All the stipulated documents, he will collate it along with the bill of lading. Now he is sending by ship, so he will get the transport document is the bill of lading. If he sends it by air, he will get the airway bill. Then all the other documents, he will collate it, and then what does he do? He will take all the documents and come to his banker. His banker, he comes and he tells his banker, I have an account with you, and in field number 41A, we have already nominated the bank. So now the nominated bank or the bank with which the credit is available, that is it could be a specified bank or it could be any bank. So this nominated bank, once he negotiates the documents. Now what is negotiation? We have discussed in Article 2. Negotiation is nothing but purchase of draft or when the nominated bank incurs a deferred payment undertaking to pay the beneficiary, and he will be getting the reimbursement on or before the banking day on which reimbursement is due to the nominated bank. And who has authorized this bank? The issuing bank has authorized the nominated bank. So once he acts on negotiation and he negotiates the document, he will give the payment to the exporter's account beneficiary. So beneficiary is very happy. He has got his LC, MT 700. He has also got his payment. Now the negotiating bank sends the document to the opening bank. Now we have to see what type of payment he is going to receive. Available by. Available by could be a side payment, a deferred payment, an acceptance or a negotiation. 4 settlement methods. So depending upon that, the opening bank will debit the applicant account and sends the payment to the negotiating bank. Now once the negotiating bank receives its payment, then he is very happy that his amount he has received back. Sometimes in the beneficiary's country, when the beneficiary is not satisfied with the opening bank because the opening bank is in another country, then there will be another bank involved, that is the confirming bank. So this is how a letter of credit cycle works. Then once the importer receives all the documents, he will go and clear it from the customs. And there is a confirming bank which is involved, which adds confirmation in addition to that of the issuing bank. The reimbursing bank is involved where the opening bank debits the applicant account, credits the nostro account, and a message is sent to the bank to please honor the claim of the claiming bank. Claiming bank is the negotiating bank. So the negotiating bank gets its claim. So it is also known as the claiming bank. And the reimbursing bank is the bank where the message is given to debit our nostro account and reimburse the claiming bank. This relationship between the claiming bank and reimbursing bank we will be doing in URR 725, Uniform Rules for Bank-to-Bank Reimbursement. So this is how a letter of credit cycle works. So what are the different banks involved? The opening bank or the issuing bank, the advising bank, then you have the nominated bank or negotiating bank, and once it claims, it is known as a claiming bank. Then you have an advising bank, and there will also be a reimbursing bank involved and a confirming bank. So these are all the banks that come into the documentary credit cycle. Thank you.